welcome people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here, and it is kind of another collection pickup video, but this is a kind of interesting one. So I have one item that has turned up, so we're going to get into this first, and then after that we will get into my CEX experience. So what do I have? This is from Music Magpie stuff. This is a animated one I've been waiting for, or I picked up recently. So this is Exo Squad. So if anybody knows, this is a late 80s, maybe early 90s cartoon series, basically about how the humans created these artificial kind of Martians, and then they rebel and it's all a big war, and they have these suits, and you may have seen I picked a few up afterwards. But this is kind of the first series, so to speak, of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 episodes. So it's the first series, kind of, as it says on there. So always good to have that in a collection. Little sticker on the top. It's funny it still has that. Let's just double check the discs, the DVDs, but they look quite good condition. So that is what the first disc does. Yeah, the second disc doesn't even look like they've been watched. So good signs on that. So we get to the CEX. So as people may know, recently I traded a lot of stuff in. I got a voucher, and I went and bought a few bits. Found out that I actually bought a secondary volume of Dragon Ball Z Super up there that I already had, and me and my wife were after the series The Killing, and the edition that I bought unfortunately was, I think, the Scandinavian version. It wasn't the American version that was afterwards. So I had these two copies anyway. I was going near a CEX today, a different CEX that I don't normally frequent. I didn't video or anything because I was with my wife and stuff. So we went there and explained to them, you know, I was up front. I'm not someone to, you know, I could very much plan it. They didn't work or some of this, but I said, you know, I bought these. I'd like to exchange them because obviously they're not needed. The person started putting them through the till and said, oh, that something's coming up. And then she spoke to another lad and he was like, we can't take them. My wife did get a bit heated on this conversation, so I was a bit like, well, it's a bit strange because we're going to have to trade them in. I was like, well, I don't need them because I already have them. I'm not going to spend hours watching them because they're series, so it is like I would have to watch it before I could sell it on and stuff, and maybe make some of my money back. So really, I was like, so the equivalent, they were £6 altogether. One was 4, one was 2. They only give you £1.40, I think it is, in trading, which is, my wife was very, and she said, like, she didn't kick off, but she said, well, why? You know, it's a bit, we bought this, you know, you have 2 years warranty, why is not? And they were like, and this is the surprise thing to me. So basically, when you buy anything from CEX, you have 48, and I'll put it up here, 48 hours to return it if you don't like it. That's it. Now, to me, that seems really, really short. Now, for people, you know, I do have my own car, I have my own transport and stuff like this, but CEXs aren't really close to me. They're like 25 minutes, half an hour drive, probably even longer, because you can't park near them. You have to park and then walk to them as well. So it's probably like 45 minutes to my local CEXs. So the fact of if you bought something, you would then potentially have to have almost a 2-hour round trip to take it back, to get back to, or £6. I think 48 hours is very, very ridiculous. You know, get me wrong, people are buying it and then maybe watching them, taking them back, and don't like them. And yes, they are not a rental service. I mean, I've been with CEX. I've got like one of these cards that I've had forever. You know, I'm always in there every month buying stuff, trading stuff in. I have over the years, and you'd think they would have some loyalty to their customers, but it was, yeah, my wife was not very happy, and she wants me to take it further, but I'm like, I don't think it will go anywhere, unfortunately. As people will know, CEX have gone from, you know, helping out the customer, you know, the staff are always really, really good. You know, you bought stuff online and you wouldn't really have to pay any postage. You know, it's £3 per one item and stuff like this, and it just, you know, unfortunately there is nowhere else really besides, you know, there are a few places on eBay to use, but essentially for the most part, if you don't use CEX, then there isn't really anywhere else to go except try the internet. And obviously, to be honest, quite a few of the times, because you have to pay postage and stuff, it ends up working out more expensive. But but it is what it is. So yeah, so I lost £4.60 worth of stuff. Maybe it was my fault of not double checking this and picking up the wrong one, but you would think there would be some leeway, but in this day and age, it obviously isn't. So anyway, what did I actually pick? So I still had over £100, and obviously I gained £1.40. Woohoo. So as I said, I was with my wife, we were looking at new series, and I come across this, the complete series of Tin Star. Never heard of it. It's Tim Roth, so he is on, or one of his main probably claims to fame was originally Reservoir Dogs, and he was also in the first Hulk movies, The Abomination, and in the She-Hulk TV series. I know him from Lie to Me and a few other things. But yeah, there's 3 series. It seems to be that's it. That's the complete of everything. You know, they complete everything. They did 8 discs, so £10. So I showed that to my wife. She read it a bit, thinking, "Oh, that seems interesting." So good to have that. Working, as I've said, trying to not buy series. I don't know. This whole this whole video is going to go more or less against this, because I think it literally is more or less series of one film. So I'm trying to complete series. So another series I've had is obviously The Flash. So I have series 1 to 7. I haven't watched 7. This is 8. So for a tenner or on Blu-ray. So I'm glad to have this. So I only have to buy 9, and then I can finish it all. I finished all of Arrow. I finished all of Supergirl. It's Batwoman, and then potentially I think I finished Legends. I say that, but even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Legend, I wasn't the biggest fan of Batwoman either. But yeah, so I was using this in my voucher, so that was £20 in my voucher. Then obviously, as people know, I'm trying to get into horror, throwing stuff. If anybody saw the last collection video, I don't know what it is with me, Butterfingers. It's like when you have your phone reading at night. Maybe I'm too tired of something. But yes, so this is The Nun. I've heard a lot of people rave about this. I didn't go see Nun 2 at the cinema because I hadn't seen 1. So finally I had a few copies of it. This one had a slipcover. I had one without. But yeah, happy to have that. So it was £4. So that would have took me down to £80. And the main reason why I went in there is for this. So anybody who knows me, I am a big fan of Friends. This only, even though it says 22, it actually scans through at 20 because I checked it online. So that was really good. As you may see, this side of things, and the reason why I show you is the box sets that I have are DVD are this big. So essentially, I think this is just bigger than 3 box sets, and I have like 10 of these. So my Friends series is like this, and now is that thickness. Potentially I could even put it there and go upwards if need be. So really happy to have this just because of the space it's over me. So this is an upgrade. I love Friends anyway, and to have a better quality of them is great. So yes, so as I say, I'm trying to not do series. I'm trying to focus on anime. But I say I have just over £60 left on my voucher, which I think was 150 anyway. So yeah, I spent a lot, but obviously I'm completing series and getting stuff that I'm really interested in. So have you had a bad experience with CX? Please do let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, if you like this content, please do feel like pressing the subscribe button, as I'm sure every YouTuber tells you about. If you want to like the video, I would prefer more or less you comment. Always good to hear feedback, positive or negative. Even if it's, as long as it's constructive, that's what I'm mainly looking for. But otherwise, yeah, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one.